and Galaxy support lies Cyberstorm access. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. Cyberstorm access just got announced a little while back for the OCG, which will be our next core set. Actually should be our May core set of next year, maybe April. But Cyberstorm Access is the fourth booster block for the 2022 fiscal year for the OCG, which, once again, placements and times in terms of release. This pack not only includes powerful theme upgrades, but also includes yada yada yada, more basic stuff. So Cyberstorm Access, I love when we were going through like the previous sets in terms of name developments and things like that. You know, at least we could grasp at straws for things, but you already know what Cyberstorm Access is going to be about. Like, if you're looking at this, you're like, I don't get it, Robbie. Like, Cyberstorm Access, you know, if you didn't watch Vrains, you're just going to be sad-faced here. So this is actually going to be Code Talker support / support for the main character from Vrains, which, guess what? Was Access Code Talker was the final boss monster. It's really actually funny because the final boss monster for Vrains actually ended up being a Code Talker over Firewall number 9000. Now, the thing that I've read from a few people in terms of this set is they're like, I can't wait for, you know, another Firewall dragon. To be fair, we never really bridged the gap for Firewall and Code Talkers. No, when I say this, I mean, like, yes, they're both Cyverse. Yes, they both generically work together. But we never really had a Firewall Code Talker. You know what I mean? So I think it would be really cool in terms of the upgrades that we're supposedly going to be getting here, that if we could get something that could be counted as both a Firewall and a Code Talker, it'd be a very unique combination of ways to bring together these two. Because, you know, the Odd Eyes and Performapal and all that stuff, they had a few overlapping cards within, you know, the realm of things when we were going through for Performapal upgrades. Like, that was cool that they were able to do that. So, you know, to bridge together Code Talkers and Firewall into one potential, you know, card, I think would be kind of cool. Now, are we going to see another boss monster out of this set? Yeah, you're probably... The only question you have to ask yourself is it going to be another Code Talker, or is it going to be another Firewall? Because I think Firewall already has like 4 forms, unironically. And Access Code was a Link 4. Now, technically, we could use a Code Talker Link 5, because I think we've already got a Firewall Link 5. They could honestly ramp things up and give a Link 6 to them, which would put them on par with the Arrival at Ignister, but I don't think they're gonna do that because Access Code Talker was strong enough to tear through the incredibly large Towers monster, right? Like, there's not... I don't see there to be much of a reason for that. I do think that a Link 5 Code Talker, though, is definitely on the table for that. Will it be amazing? I mean, I don't know. Most of these upgrades that they've been giving to the anime decks haven't been amazing. I mean, they put them higher than they were previously. Like, don't get me wrong, like, the Galaxy stuff was cool. You know, the whole upgrades for that, they needed a starter. They didn't immediately fix problems. They just added in more good stuff. Black Wings, I mean, got a lot of love in terms of things, but, you know, going all the way back to, like, the Gaia support for EV, they've been doing gradually better every set that we've been doing this, but my whole thing with this right now is just we still need a little bit more. Now, with Cyberstorm Access here being one of these upcoming sets here, we're still missing a Signer Dragon. I don't know if you guys have really paid attention to the Signer Dragons or like the side sets here, but we still need an Ancient Dragon. Like, we've done power tool upgrades, we've done, you know, all of the Signer Dragons got new forms, but Ancient Fairy Dragon still sitting out here, got nothing, alright, nothing All right, the original incarnation of Ancient Fairy Dragon still locked up behind that ban list. Yeah, you have the offshoot of it, like the Ancient Pixie Dragon or something that got released in one of the offshoot Gold series long ago, but like Ancient Fairy Dragon still locked behind that ban list jail because it did some very, very, very powerful things to field spells back in the day. Now, when you look at, sets like this, I do wonder if this would be a good place to put it, or if they're holding Ancient Fairy Dragon for another offshoot Duelist pack as an upgrade. Because if you specifically remember looking at like Ancient Fairy Dragon and like the support that went around it, at the time it came out, it wasn't really too crazy. I mean, you had like the Ancient Forest that went with it. It was not a particularly like sought after theme, like you had some little stray mystical beast creatures, but in terms of Ancient Fairy being an archetype in and itself, it never really got that. At least Morphtronics interact with Power Tool Dragon in some relatively cool ways. It's how it's supposed to be designed, all right? Like, that's how it's supposed to work. But my problem here lies still within the fact that we don't really have that. We don't really... Ancient Fairy Dragon's just kind of left out in the cold right now. So I think looking at Cyberstorm Axis, Seize the Wind being, one of the big anime's themes here, I think that this would be a good place to kind of pull in Ancient Fairy Dragon and go, all right, well, we can finally give you your upgrade here. Because out of many of the questions here, one, this is still the last block of the set here. Ancient Fairy Dragon hasn't done anything. They've been going through, they've been looking at all of these previous, main boss themes for Yu-Gi-Oh! And they've been doing a fantastic job at strengthening them. Like, I really like the fact that this whole block has just been, actually the last like 2 to 3 years, has just been pulling in all of these previous theme shows here. Yeah, they're writing the nostalgia block for sure. Yeah, like if you were a fan of classic Yu-Gi-Oh! Well, here is, 10 cards that will support your theme. Like, if that continues to be Konami's marketing as we go through and continue to upgrade all the themes, I'm fine with that. The Albaz theme has been a very, very nice structured theme across the board here. Because, in every core booster pack, you're getting cool 10, 11, however many new cards to upgrade. Anime exclusive theme, check. You get the Fallen of Albaz theme, which should be reaching its peak here soon, actually, or its conclusion. So that's 2 things that you can look forward to in the current blocks of Yu-Gi-Oh! And then there will be some other like tie-in from like classic anime cards that they'll get. The last block just so happened to be Ninjas and Prediction Princess. I still can't believe that they upgraded Prediction Princess and Ninjas, and then they were still flops. You know what I mean? Like, I loved the idea behind them trying to pull this in, for Darkwing Blast, but like, they just weren't crazy sought after cards. Which means if we're already down to like Prediction Princess and Ninjas for upgrades, like, we still need more toon support, ladies and gentlemen. Let's call it what it is. All right, you already know, like, additional toon support, but I think that'll be like a Konami TCG exclusive theme, because usually the TCG side of things is the ones that rely more on that first run nostalgia than really the other themes. I would say GX and Dama, or original Yu-Gi-Oh, definitely are TCG product indicators, and then you shift on back over here to the OCG, where you're seeing way more of like the newer block stuff in terms of things. So Cyberstorm Access, you can count for sure that this will be Cyverse support out the wazoo, which is a good thing. I'm actually kind of curious to know like how generic it's going to be, or if it's going to be locked behind code talkers. Honestly, more generic Cyberse support is always welcome, but considering the fact that it'll really depend on if we also bridge the gap with like a firewall Cyberse code talker, I think that would be really cool in and in itself. But depending on how these themes and things go, we'll always have a little bit more to be desired. So hopefully we pull a page out of the book here for Galaxy Eyes and give a better extender or a better starter for the deck. One more code talker that could act in the hand as a climbing point for the deck, I think would be really, really cool. So guys, please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. And of course, make sure you mash that subscribe button. And I will see your beautiful faces back here later in the day. I'm actually super excited for this set, guys. Whoa!
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.